Have you ever wondered if there are different versions of you, living different lives, perhaps somewhere else, in another reality? Or if every decision you've ever made exists in its own version of the universe? In this video, we're going to explore the incredible concept of parallel realities, how they connect with ancient wisdom, how quantum physics aligns with these ideas, and why it all points to the fact that you have the power to create the reality you desire. Before we jump into the quantum world, let's take a step back and look at how this concept of multiple realities was pondered by the ancient thinkers. Take the Greek philosopher Heraclitus, for example. He once said, "No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it is not the same river, and he is not the same man." This profound statement suggests that reality is in constant flux, always shifting and changing, much like our consciousness. Heraclitus believed that reality was dynamic, with infinite possibilities emerging in every moment. Now, let's move to Plato. Plato believed in the existence of different planes of reality, what he called the world of forms. In this world, the ideal version of everything existed, including us. He argued that what we see in our physical world is just a shadow of this ideal form, meaning that multiple versions of a single concept or being could coexist. This hints at the idea of different realities, where infinite versions of ourselves are possible. In the East, philosophers and mystics also spoke about parallel realities. The Vedic teachings of India talked about Maya, the illusion of reality, and suggested that our experience is but one of many layers of existence. Ancient yogis believed that through meditation and expanding one's consciousness, one could shift into different states of reality, transcending the limitations of the current physical experience. All these teachings point to a fundamental understanding. Our reality isn't fixed, it's fluid, it's dynamic, and it's far more malleable than we might think. Now, let's fast forward to today. What does modern science, specifically quantum physics, have to say about this? Quantum physics has introduced us to ideas that sound more like science fiction than reality, but they're very real. One of these concepts is the multiverse theory. According to this theory, there isn't just one universe, but an infinite number of universes, each one representing a different set of outcomes. This idea comes directly from quantum mechanics, specifically from something called the many worlds interpretation. Proposed by physicist Hugh Everett in the 1950s, this interpretation suggests that every time a quantum event occurs, the universe splits into multiple branches, with each possible outcome occurring in its own separate universe. For example, imagine you're making a simple choice, choosing to take a walk or to stay at home. According to the many worlds interpretation, there is a universe where you took the walk and another universe where you stayed at home. Both versions of you exist simultaneously, but in different realities. The key takeaway here is that there isn't just one reality that's fixed and unchangeable. Instead, there are infinite parallel realities that exist side by side, each one representing different choices, different circumstances, and different versions of you. Now, you might be wondering, what does this have to do with manifestation and the law of attraction? Well, let's explore that connection. How parallel realities connect with manifestation. The law of attraction tells us that we attract what we focus on. If you focus on abundance, you attract abundance. If you focus on lack, you attract lack. But have you ever wondered how this works? How does simply focusing on something make it real? This is where the idea of parallel realities comes into play. If there are infinite versions of you, and infinite versions of reality existing simultaneously, then every possible outcome already exists. The version of you who is financially free, the version of you who has found the love of your life, the version of you who is living your dream. All these versions already exist in parallel realities. According to quantum physics, our consciousness plays a crucial role in determining which reality we experience. In quantum mechanics, particles exist in a state of probability until they are observed. It's the act of observation that collapses these probabilities into a specific outcome. Similarly, in the realm of manifestation, your focus acts as the observer. When you focus on a particular reality with enough intensity and belief, you are effectively collapsing the infinite probabilities into the one you desire. You are shifting your awareness into a parallel reality where that outcome is real. Every thought, every intention, every observation is shaping the world we experience. Think of it like tuning into a radio station. There are countless frequencies out there, but you can only listen to the one you tune into. In the same way, there are countless realities, but the one you experience is the one your consciousness is tuned to. If you want to experience a different reality, you simply need to shift your focus to match that reality's frequency. As Neville Goddard said, assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and live in that state, and you will bring that version of reality into being. Implications for our understanding of reality. The implications of quantum physics and the idea of parallel realities are profound. It suggests that reality is not something that happens to us, but rather something that we actively participate in creating. It implies that our consciousness is not a passive observer of a fixed world, but an active participant that shapes the reality we experience. This means that at every moment, we have a choice. We can continue to live in the reality that reflects our current beliefs, or we can choose to shift into a different reality, one that aligns with our true desires. The universe is like an infinite library of possibilities, and our consciousness is the librarian that chooses which book to read, which story to live. To sum it up, quantum physics teaches us that our consciousness plays a fundamental role in shaping the reality we experience. There are infinite versions of your life, and the version you experience depends on where you choose to place your focus. You are not bound by your current circumstances of life. You are not limited by what seems to be. Instead, you have the power to tune into the reality you desire, to step into a version of yourself that is aligned with your highest potential. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this video resonated with you, subscribe to stay updated for more contents, and watch my other video on How Quantum Physics Explains Our Reality.